So my dad actually used to work with Mr. Green, and he's the one who actually introduced me to what Mr. Green does with everything. So I think that was back in, I want to say maybe my freshman year of college or senior year of high school, somewhere along those lines. And they put me in contact with Mr. Green. I ended up interning with the company that summer, I think that following summer. And as far as the reason why I wanted to work with him is just that from the beginning, Mr. Green seemed like just a great boss. He was one of those people that I saw myself working with, and he saw a future in me, and I wanted to make sure that I could live up to that and continue on with that, continue building that relationship. So I started off as an intern with the corporate office, as well as interning on site up at one of the contracts at Center for Army Analysis. So at the Center for Army Analysis, I was working with their IT department, and I was working with like their ticketing system, helping out users in a limited capacity because I didn't really have any admin rights at the time, being that I was an intern. And then also dealing with some of the IT equipment there. There's a funny story that goes around about me destroying a bunch of hard drives for a day. So just working in a limited capacity with that stuff, and just kind of gaining experience in the desktop support world. Probably the biggest thing was probably work ethic. I know coming in, my dad likes to joke that I was a little lazy from time to time. So it definitely, working with them showed me that, how I should work on a day-to-day basis to make sure that things are satisfied and roles are satisfied. And then also just how to work on a government contract, the mannerisms that I have to have, the way I need to build relationships with people, things like that. And that's definitely carried over because one of the biggest things that I use now is building relationships with people so that when I need something done in a timely manner, I can kind of reach out to direct people as opposed to having to reach out to groups and hoping that the process carries along. I can reach out directly to people to get things done. So I started out in March on the contract, March of 2020. So obviously the biggest probably hurdle that I had to come over was COVID-19. I started right when everybody started teleworking. So it was a bit of a transition process for me of coming into the work site and then immediately jumping to telework with not having too much training, and just having to adjust to work life day to day while also adjusting to constant changing norms outside of the workspace. But also just the transition jumping from college to work life as well and having to go and get that Security Plus certificate. That was probably another one of those big hurdles that I had to get over because that wasn't the easiest certificate for me to attain. And then just trying to adjust from, working up my way through it, as you said, an intern to a site lead now, having to adjust the way I look at how I work and changing how I lead the team now as opposed to working with the leader. Now I'm the leader, so I have to figure out how I want to lead the team. So just things like that have definitely been probably the biggest hurdles for me. So I put a big emphasis on team. I don't necessarily look at myself as the overarching leader of this entire team. I like to make sure that I can talk to my other guy here that I've got on site and make sure that we can work as a team to get stuff done. I think that's the best way, in my opinion, to make sure that we're ensuring great customer service for our customers. And then I lead when it's necessary. So when we do have bigger projects that I kind of need to take the lead on, and kind of put that leadership cap on to kind of get things into place where they should be, that's when I'll put my foot down. But as far as just leading our team, I don't necessarily have this overarching leadership that some people put into place. I see it continuing on the trajectory that it has. I mean, I definitely think that myself and GCubed have a great relationship, as far as a great working relationship, as far as I'm putting in the work necessary to kind of continue growing, and they provide an environment that fosters growth. So I mean, I think that with continued work ethic and communication between the two of us, I think that we can continue growing to reach the goals that I have for myself, and then also helping GCubed reach the goals that they have for themselves as far as the contracts that they have in place. They provide a space for growth. They believe in the younger people that they have, and they want them to grow inside of their company. We just had a meeting the other day about some of the younger people that they have, and they want them to reach out to them if they have any questions or if they have any goals that they're trying to reach. And GCubed can see if they can provide any kind of assistance with those goals to help them reach it, whether it be helping them attain a certificate that they're trying to get. So I think that's one of the biggest things, probably, especially for younger employees that are trying to work their way up, because I know certificates are a big thing. So I think that'd be a big reason why.